Okay, so this is my first video review on YouTube, so go easy on me. This is going to be a review on the horror movie They, produced by Wes Craven. I have to say that I am in total shock at what most people have to say about this movie. Clearly, they don't understand it, because if they did, they would know how scary it actually is. Sure, Wes Craven didn't actually direct this, but he did play a part in making it, and it definitely has a lot of Wes Craven suspense to it. He's one of the masters of suspense. May he rest in peace. Anyway, my thoughts on this movie. Sure, it could have had more time to get to know the characters more, and sure, it seemed a little rushed in some places, and maybe the CGI it could have been improved a bit, but the CGI is still pretty good, and the designs for the creatures, who the characters refer to as they, are actually super creepy, and even the way they move, very much like insects. It really delves into people's fear of the dark very well, and the way you can't actually get a clear view of what the creatures actually look like. That's one of the parts of that's spot on. Before you say anything, I just have to ask you: have you ever thought that you've seen something moving in the dark, and then when you look, you think you see something there, but you can't actually make out what it is? And then when you turn the light on, you see a pile of clothes, and that's what you assume it was? Well, what if it's not just some pile of clothes? What if it's something else? That's what these creatures represent, and that's one of the scariest parts about this movie being, and and I do realize, and, sorry, I'm off track there. And I do realize that there was an original script to this movie where a group of college graduates find out that the world is actually being run by a race of organic alien machines that use the corpses as if humans as spare parts, which sounds a lot like that Bruce Campbell movie, Moontrap, and that would have been a pretty interesting and creepy idea if they hadn't thrown the original script away and they'd just done their own thing. And it's a very underrated gem if you ask me. It even has an appearance from Jodelle Verlin and from Silent Hill movie and Case 39, which were both also really creepy and suspenseful movies, even though some of you might disagree on the Silent Hill part. They is even one of those movies where you can't actually escape from the creatures in the dark, as there are thousands of them, and they're so fast and they swarm you very much like insects, and it's unknown what these creatures actually do to you when they drag you into their world. But Jodelle Ferland and seems to think that they eat you. There's even some interesting stuff where this childhood friend, main character who was marked by these creatures when he was a kid, says it's like the creatures only go after children who have night terrors, and it seems like they also have control over things on the light. Like when babies are crying and when the lights are flickering, that means they're coming for you. And when they do, you're basically screwed. As you can and put up as much of a fight as you want, even your whole life, but eventually they'll get you and bring you into the world. This movie is actually absolutely one of Wes Craven's scariest produced movies of all time, if you look at it from the right perspective. It's even available on YouTube right now, so I highly recommend watching it at least once. It's a really forgotten gem. You don't know what you're missing.